During Donald Trump's infamous interview with Newsmax last week, where he suggested that he really has no choice but to, prosecute and imprison his political rivals. But ever since that kind of blew up, some of Donald Trump's closest allies have now been pushing him to prosecute and imprison Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan district attorney who, of course, secured a conviction against Donald Trump. Steve Bannon, of course, who is also going to be headed to prison very soon. He's going to miss Donald Trump's sentencing date. I just realized that because Bannon's going to be in jail. He has to report by July 1st and Trump gets sentenced on July 11th. So we're not going to get to hear what Steve Bannon thinks of that. Oh, that's real sad. But anyway, Steve Bannon recently said this. He said, of course, Bragg should be and will be jailed, he told the outlet Axios. And he says that Bragg should be prosecuted under the U.S. Constitution's 14th Amendment, which guarantees equal rights, the 4th Amendment, which outlaws unreasonable searches and government property seizures, and scores of other laws. See, that's when you know, by the way, that you have an ironclad case. When you can't even name the laws, you're just like, lots of other laws he's clearly broken. He hasn't broken any laws. He didn't violate the Constitution in any way, but the reason, for the record, Steve Bannon is trying to say that Alvin Bragg violated the U.S. Constitution is because he's putting it out there in the ether because the only way the U.S. Supreme Court can actually take up Donald Trump's appeal of the conviction is if his lawyers try to point out some kind of constitutional issue. Like, it was an illegal search and seizure. Of what? Right? Like, this isn't the FBI going to Mar-a-Lago and taking the documents. Even that was legal, by the way. So you're going to have a hell of a hard time arguing that. Equal protection. Okay, explain that. I would love for Steve Bannon, without looking it up, to sit here and tell me what equal protection means and how Alvin Bragg violated that. I guarantee you that dipshit couldn't do it. Most people couldn't tell you that, by the way. But anyway, it's not just Steve Bannon. You have other people close to Trump. You have members of his base out there begging him, put Alvin Bragg in jail, all for the crime of possibly making Donald Trump go to jail. And again, as I said, this is something that Trump wants to do. It's not just Alvin Bragg. He wants to put Biden in jail. He's still talking about putting Hillary in jail, Bill Clinton in jail. Like, okay, nobody cares. But it won't stop there. And Trump kind of admitted as much in his interview with Fox News from a week ago. He said this, talking about the kind of person he needs to pick as his next attorney general. He said, if you get the right person, it's like magic. It's like in real estate, you put a good super in a building, the building runs well. You put a bad one in, it doesn't. So he's already thinking about who he's going to put in as attorney general so that things can, quote, run well. He's also, thanks to Project 2025, got a plan in place to purge the Department of Justice of everybody that is not loyal to him. And we're not just talking about the upper brass. We're talking about the average, paper pushers sitting in cubicles throughout the DOJ. That entire building will be filled with Trump supporters who will not tell him no when he says, go prosecute Alvin Bragg, go prosecute Fani Willis, go prosecute President Biden, go prosecute, this YouTuber that's pissing me off. Because eventually he's going to run out of big targets and he's going to start going after everybody else. Go after CNN. He hates them. Go after MSNBC. He hates them. This host on Fox News is not being as nice as I want. Let's go after them. And eventually it's going to be anybody that has any dissent whatsoever that Donald Trump is going to be going after. Even if you're a Republican, you let something slip that you're not happy with a Trump decision, guess what? I'll see you in the gulags because you just messed up. Because it never stops once it starts, folks. That's the point. That's why we need to take these threats from Donald Trump seriously. That's why we need to take these calls from his supporters like Bannon seriously when they're telling him to prosecute his political enemies. They're not speaking in hyperbole, folks. They want to do this, and let's be clear. They have plans in place to make sure that this happens if he gets back to the White House. Hey everybody, I don't know if you've noticed this, but we are closing in on a pretty major milestone here at Fair and Balanced as we approach 500,000 subscribers. But we're not there yet, and we definitely need your support. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, like and comment on the videos and share them as widely as possible.